What is good, everybody? Man, it's your boy Jay in the building. We is back again with another video. All right, man. So we have the quarterback matchup in the SWAC and MEAC Challenge, man. We have Quinton Williams versus Dematrius Davis. Now, let me just start off by saying this before I get into both of these guys. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. Me personally, I think each team is going to score over 25 points each. I think it's going to be a bomb burner because both of these quarterbacks can not only throw the ball, but they can both run it too. And look, both offenses are going to spread it out. You're going to see four wide. You're going to see empty sets between both teams. So this is going to be a very high-scoring game. But let's get to Quinton Williams first. Now, Quinton Williams is the OG in this matchup. He's an up-and-coming senior. He was third-team All-Conference last year. He threw for over 2,300 yards. He had 20 total touchdowns, 16 passing, 4 rushing, with 7 interceptions. And he also had 3 games in which he threw for over 300 yards. Now, he's coming in this game with some chemistry with some receivers on the roster from last year. You got Antoine Murray and Casey Hawthorne, who are both all-conference performers. They were both top 10 in the conference in both catching and receiving. And then you also have Matthew McDonald, who's a big 6'5" receiver who can run very fast. And look, they need to start using him more. He only had but 20 catches last year I think he only had 4 touchdowns. They definitely need to start using him more, especially in the red zone. He's 6'5". You can just throw it to him in the red zone. But then you also have a running back in Jared Hunter who can also catch out the backfield. I think he had 29 catches with over 200 yards receiving. So Quinton Williams is definitely coming into this game with a lot of experience and a lot of chemistry with his receivers with him. Then we have Dematrius Davis. Now, Dematrius Davis may be the freshman coming in here, but I think a lot of people would say probably the more talented between the two. I don't know. I can't say that for sure because, look, this is going to be our first time seeing him in college football action, right? But he's coming into Alabama State situation as an Auburn transfer. He was a 4-star recruit out of high school. He was actually the number 4th ranked dual threat quarterback in the country coming out of high school. He won National Sophomore of the Year, and he won Texas high school football player of the year as a senior. Now, he was 51-3 as a starter. His senior year, he threw for over 3,500 yards, threw for 38 touchdowns, and had another 22 touchdowns on the ground with, I think, over 800 yards rushing. He won the national championship. He won the state title both his sophomore and junior year. I think he went undefeated his junior year. This guy is absolutely dynamic, man. This dude is wild fast, and y'all see me react to his highlights. If y'all seen his highlights, then y'all know how good he can throw and run the ball. And he's coming into a situation at Alabama State where not only the top 3 receivers from last year are coming back in Jeremiah Hickson, Kerryon Jones, and Wallace Crocker, but he also got a wild new slate of receivers coming and tight ends. You got Medlock, who is a tight end who's a transfer from UConn. You got Levante, who is a transfer from Colorado, and he's kind of like the same receiver built, same speed as Jeremiah Hickson. He was his 3-star recruit coming out of high school. You also have Quinton Tober, who was a 4-star recruit coming out of high school. He's a transfer from Mississippi State. Then you also have Jerrion Lay, who was a 4-star recruit out of high school. He's a tight end transfer from Clemson. And then you also have Darius Edmonds, who is a transfer from the University of Houston. So Alabama State is going to be working with a whole new offense. And you know what's crazy is that Dematrius got signed like a week or two after their spring game, and he was one of the two guys to be invited into Media Day. That's how much Coach Robinson loves this guy. So it's definitely going to be an absolute barn burner of a quarterback battle. I think both these guys are going to bring it. Now, I'm not going to say who wins yet, but I do believe Dematrius Davis is going to come. Like, we're all going to be looking at what Alabama State does. I'm going to say this, man. If Dematrius Davis is as good as advertised, especially with him being one of the two guys on Media Day, it's going to be a scary sight to see for the rest of the SWAC. Now, I do believe there's going to be a lot of eyes on this game to see what Alabama State does, how well their offense look, because it's definitely going to be interesting. Now, the thing that Howard is working against is that, you know, they gave up a lot of sacks last year. Matter of fact, they gave up the most in the MEAC. They gave up 29 sacks, which, look, Quinton Williams can definitely throw the ball if he has time. The problem with that is he didn't have a lot of time last year. And the another bad thing that Howard was working with last year is that their defense wasn't good. So while their offense average was 21 points a game scoring, the defense gave up 26 points a game. There were 3 to 4 or 5 different occasions where they gave up over 30 points. So, yeah, I do believe Howard can score some points. They can score 25 points. But the question is, how many stops can Howard defense create? Because it's going to be very difficult, especially when we don't know what Howard or what Alabama State offense we're going to see, because it's going to be a totally different offense from their spring game. It's going to be very different. And the thing with Alabama State is the same thing I just said. We don't know what we're going to see. He's coming, Dematrius Davis is coming into a situation where I don't know how much chemistry he has with the receivers that are there. It's going to be very interesting to see. But the thing that he has going for him is Howard's defense. And I hope that they got it together. But a lot of their pieces is from last year as well. So hopefully that Howard got their defense together. But it's going to be very interesting to see, man. So, both of Dematrius Davis and Quinton Williams I believe they're going to put on a show. I think my question is, which defense is going to make the plays? Which defense is going to create the stops? But I hope both of them bring it, because I think everybody wants to see a show. I'm definitely waiting to see what Dematrius Davis is going to do, because it's going to be very interesting to see. Very interesting.